Welcome back. Ukrainian forces have announced a major offensive in the country's south, hoping to liberate a key city from Russian occupation. President Zelenskyy is vowing to retake all Ukrainian land taken by Russia, and this counteroffensive could be a major step toward doing just that. Meanwhile, UN officials are set to inspect the massive nuclear plant caught in the crossfire. Foreign correspondent Tom Sufi-Burridge has the latest from Ukraine.
A dramatic turnaround, with Ukrainian forces now on the offensive. Their aim to retake land in the south. President Zelenskyy defiant, vowing to kick the Russians out of all Ukrainian land. Kherson, a regional capital, their top target. Russia took the city in the early days of the war. Video circulating online shows smoke pouring over the city this morning. Ukraine striking targets in Russian-occupied land again and again. But as Ukraine pushes in the south, Russia's response swift and brutal. Russian missiles pummeling a residential district in the port city of Mykolaiv, killing 2 people. Putin's forces also striking the heart of Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv, in the northeast. Overnight there, at least 4 people killed. And amid real fear over the situation at Europe's largest nuclear power plant, this team of UN nuclear experts now on the ground in Ukraine. Their mission to gain access to and inspect the plant in the coming days. A pro-Russian official releasing these images showing a large hole in the roof of one of the buildings at the plant, dangerously close to the nuclear reactors. And in these new satellite images, you can see the damage done to the building, both sides blaming the other for the attacks. The US already calling for a demilitarized zone around the plant, now saying it should be shut down.
Well, that UN mission is fraught with risk as fighting intensifies in the south. And it's way too early to say whether that counteroffensive by the Ukrainians is having any real success. Mona?
Tom Sufi-Burridge, thank you. Let's bring in ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy for more. Mick, good morning.
Good morning, Mona.
How significant is this counteroffensive? It seems as if Ukraine is emboldened, ready to take back their land. So what does this tell us about the state of Russian forces?
Well, Mona, this tells us that the Ukrainians in this long-awaited offensive have successfully broken through the Russian lines, and they are attempting to retake the key southern city of Kherson. What that would do, I think, would shift the momentum to the Ukrainians. It would allow them to do things like cut off the water supply to Crimea, the Russian-occupied peninsula that's right below that area. And it really will put the initiative on the Ukrainians and away from the Russians.
And how detrimental was the loss of Kherson to Ukraine?
It was substantial because it was early on, and it was the biggest city that the Russians took, and obviously one that they wanted to use to try to push toward Odessa, the other key city in the south. They weren't able to do that, but to lose Kherson would be a big step back militarily, but also politically when it comes to Russia in their efforts to take Ukraine. It certainly would be very costly, and although it's too early to tell what will happen, it is clear that the Ukrainians are dead set on getting this city back.
We can't imagine Russia would just stand by and let them do it. How do you expect Russia to respond?
Well, Russia hasn't been very successful at all when it comes to direct military-on-military effort. But what they usually do is start attacking civilian targets. And as our reports just said, they started hitting major metropolitan areas and essentially just attacking civilians. So unfortunately, I think the Russians will respond by directly attacking civilians and causing panic. That won't necessarily work. The Ukrainians have seen this before. They're resilient, they're tenacious, and they will continue to fight. So we will see in the coming days how successful this offensive will be by the Ukrainians.
And Mick, I want to talk about this nuclear power plant that's in the crossfire. UN officials are set to inspect Europe's largest nuclear power plant in Ukraine. What are they looking for, and what real power do they have?
So the biggest concern when it comes to the shelling around the nuclear plant is that it actually cuts off power, which would cut off the water pumps that cool the reactors, potentially leading to a meltdown and a radiation leak. So that's something that this UN team will likely be looking at. I totally agree with the United States. This needs to be a complete demilitarized zone, and if possible, it needs to be shut down entirely.
All right, Mick Mulroy, thank you for your expertise.
Thank you, Mona.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.